Exodus 21 to 17. I'm going to start doing it differently. I think when I read it, it might be slower than some people might be reading, or slower than reading. So I'm just going to read it, and when I have anything to say, then I guess I'll say it. I actually understand this um, part, that it's actually, I think, a cause and effect relationship. I've heard on the radio where people said that families, like when right now genealogy is like a big thing, and families where people are committed to God, like their children are like doctors and medic, like people who help other people, teachers, um like those kind of profession. And it shows like their line, their lineage. It's like contribute a lot of good to society, whereas descendants of people who have bad habits, who have like who are drunk, or who are like they who is abusive, those type of family like goes into a vicious cycle where the children actually follow those patterns of the parent, and keep on getting repeated in the family. And so I think that's what God's saying. I don't know if I'm understanding it correctly, but from what I know from radio and like stuff on the internet that I read about, I believe that this statement is very true. And that's why I believe that it's our job, that in the life, with our current life, we don't blame it on anyone, because even though we grew up in a certain environment, it's still our choice what path we're going to take, and if we're going to let the past affect us, who we are, and the choices that we make will affect our future. So we just need to be the person who said, I'm going to commit my life to Christ, ask Him to change us from the inside out, and try to mold ourselves according to Him, and follow His image, follow His example, and live godly lives, and be that person who breaks the cycle of bad habits. I actually don't observe. There are times where I do not observe the Sabbath. Like, of course, I don't. It's like I believe that is one day dedicated to God. It doesn't matter what day it is. It's just, and to me, it should be Sunday, where Sunday should be the day where you go to church, and then dedicate that day to God and to rest and your family. But yeah, I know I have faults in that where I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I do work, especially when I did programming. It's hard to just get stuff out of my head and just rest on the seventh day, or even on any dedicated day to God. So that's something I'm trying to do more. This one says desire, but many translations use a word like covet. So just something I wanted to point out. Cool. I did not know that. Treaty between a ruler and his people. Okay, so acts done on behalf. Well, God said that He took them out of the land of bondage of Egypt, and then He gave laws, and laws are what the people have to do, and these are to do and to not to do. Yep. So yep, that looks like a treaty to me. That treaty that was said. Sovereign God, you have rescued me from bondage to sin. Teach me to obey your commandments and to live each day in a way that honors you. You are my God, and I worship you alone. Amen.